Hello everyone, I'm Lonnie,
I'm Amber.
and we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee. This is our Stranger Things 2 review of Chapter 8 called The Mind Flayer. And this was an awesome episode.
It was.
Really
so
like
good.
the highlight. First off, spoilers galore. If you have not
Yes.
watched Stranger Things through
Cut
number
it
8.
off right now if you ain't watched it yet.
Yeah, because we are talking about major plot points, major spoilers in detail. And now is your final chance. All right. Also, remember, if you hit that subscribe button and enter our contest, the link is in the video description. You can win a November 2017 Loot Crate. With the theme is Unite 2.0 with items from Overwatch, DC Comics, Voltron, and what's that other one? Can't quite remember. But anyway, back to Stranger Things.
Yes.
Okay, so apparently the Mind Flayer is the main... That is the Dungeons and Dragons term for this shadow monster that's this big spider-looking demon thing. Almost looks kind of like the monster from Cloverfield.
Yeah, it kind of does.
That's kind of, I was wondering, and like I kept thinking that, and I saw it. Anyway, what the crap?
Anyway, come on. Focus.
Yeah, the episode was really just go from start to finish. They're all trying to escape. Bob, who was the unlikely
hero that we talked about, yeah.
He ended up trying to. He went into like the computer system of the lab, reset everything, got the breakers set, and it was like one of those classic moments where like he's escaping. There's a close call. He does escape. He makes it all the way to within sight of everybody. And then those freaking monsters like tackled him and like tore him apart.
He accidentally knocked a mop over.
Yeah.
And just the mop hitting the floor was sound enough to have them chase him.
Yeah.
And it was very gory.
Oh,
but
it's
it's
horrible.
also very amazing.
It's like I hate that he died because you really
He was a good guy.
You didn't care much for him at the beginning.
He had a good heart, though.
Yeah, he did, and you realize that over the course of the next.
He wasn't really trying to just, hook up with mom and yada yada yada. He actually gave a shit.
Yeah, and what made it even worse is after he's dead and they're back at the house, they find like that stack of stuff that he got for Will, and I was like, what the?
That was the stack of stuff he got for Will.
Like, why did y'all have to show that?
Well, just to reiterate how good of a guy he really was.
Yes, and I was like, I did not need that. I really didn't, because I kind of had that feeling as soon as he volunteered to go off by himself. Like, I said it while we were watching. I was like, oh, crap, he's going to die. Like, I'm rooting against him dying, but he's probably going to die.
Just because that's how it is.
And he did. And, oh, God. Like, it sucked, but at the same time, it's probably going to be one of those top 10 moments from the season.
Yes.
Also, at the very end, 11 finally shows up and is reunited with everybody. She is actually like...
She killed one of the little creatures.
Yeah, and here's the thing. She's the equalizer. Where they were going to end up all getting killed. Now... it's equal. They, she's there with them, so now those things aren't the threat that they were. So now it's time to go after the bigger threat. And that's where
they gotta close the gate.
That's where the season finale, and if there's anything that I learned from this episode, Amber. The moral of this episode is silence your phones.
Shut up. Whatever.
Because everything could have been completely averted for the most part.
It happened sooner rather than later, let's be real here.
Yeah, they need a little more time to plan, though.
Yeah, they did. But 11's back, so it's all good.
Yeah, but if she hadn't shown up, this could have been very bad.
Oh, I agree. Wholeheartedly.
They took an unconscious Will and they took them into like their tool shed in the back, but they took all the tools out of it, and they put like paper up all over all the walls and covered everything up, all the windows, to where he had no clue where he was at. They woke him up with like a smell of ammonia, and he wakes up, has no clue where he's at. And they're keeping him occupied by telling him stories of, like, you know, how he met the kids, you know, his birthdays and stuff like that, music he used to listen to. And they would play music. Well, they come to find out he was tapping Morse code on the chair. Like, that was the one part of him that was still there. He was like tapping a message to him, and he was like telling them to close the gate. How the crap do they close the gate? Because that laboratory has been trying to get this done away with for God knows how long. So,
well, okay, they've not really been trying to do away with it. They've just been holding it off of fire. They, as they were talking in earlier episodes, it was a Band-Aid for a big mess. But when they really needed to perform surgery, you know.
But I'm really wondering. Like, I have no thoughts. I have no predictions or anything how they're going to get this gate closed up. I mean, really, because nothing they've done I just don't see how physically it could happen. So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, hey, good. Mystery's awesome.
But
love surprises.
Yeah. So it was kind of funny seeing everybody together.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've noticed, whereas before nobody took the kids seriously, now people are actually starting to listen to them when they come up with all these weird ideas and stuff.
Right. Well, I mean, they have to. Nothing that you would assume would work is not. So you kind of have to think outside the box.
Yeah.
At this point, and then what have you got left to lose? If it don't work, you die. If you didn't try, you died. So I'd be willing to try anything too. Like,
yeah. But I mean, this is the show is taking on more of that like horror thriller, you know, monsters outside the door aspect.
Love it.
Is it just me, or does Nancy seem like she is already starting to like veer back towards Steve?
I think she feels bad for how it happened. I don't think she's going, back to him necessarily. But I mean, she was a bitch about it, straight up, and she could have just been, it's all about tact. Hey, Logan. But yeah, it's all about tact, and I'm sure she feels bad for like doing him that way.
Logan's like, I didn't get eaten by the Demogorgon.
Thank goodness. But my cousin did.
Cousin. It's like a great-great-grandfather. Back in the 80s.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think she's veering back towards him. She's trying to get to where she could say, I'm sorry. Even though I don't love you, you're still a great guy, and I shouldn't have talked to you like that. Because compared to... compared to last season, he's really grown as a character.
Yeah, really.
So,
I don't feel like she has.
You don't feel like she has?
Nah. I mean, a little bit, but she's...
Not near as much as he has. Absolutely
She
not.
may have grown as a character, but not as a person. If that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. Whereas he has grown as a character and a person.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that, Logan. The first thing I want to see is cat anus during my afternoon.
You know it is. That's why we own cats. Anyway. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, this episode was amazing. We're back to 11 status.
Oh, yeah.
On this one. The death of Bob, the escape from the laboratory, the whole thing with tying Will up, the interaction of all the characters, and the reuniting of 11 with the rest of the cast. 4 big things that happened in this episode.
It was from start to finish.
Here's another thing. We actually got to see a really solid glimpse of the home life of Max and her asshole brother.
yes, not last episode, but the episode before, we finally found out that Max's parents divorced and her mom remarried, and so she has a stepbrother and yada yada yada. Well, upon this episode, the stepdad is really abusive.
Yeah.
So, and that's why he acts the way he does, the stepbrother.
Yeah, so like he gets beat up on, and so he in turn does it, to his
not
stepsister.
really beats up on her, but like
that
threatens her and bullies her, and I mean that might be enough because she's at an age to where really words could strike fear in her.
Here's the thing:
if she's seen how the stepdad acts, then she can only imagine what he would do. You know.
And here's another thing that we're probably going to tackle this last episode because we've only got one more to go. The series finale for Stranger Things 2. And it's going to be an hour and 1 minute, whereas these other ones have been anywhere from 45 to 51 minutes. This is going to be a good 10 to 15 minutes longer than all the other episodes. He has gone to look for Max. So their paths are going to cross.
Eventually,
here at the end. This is gonna the payoff on that's gonna be in this finale, and it doesn't. Here's the thing: he's not gonna have some great epiphany in the final episode. And my sister,
you think he won't, but you really don't know because it depends on what kind of shit's going down when they cross paths.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards. He's going to end up probably getting killed. But now that they've shown how his dad acts towards him, in a way, it kind of sort of makes him more of a sympathetic character.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So,
because you wondered what his deal was. Because until you found out how the dad was, you really just thought he was a douche.
Yeah.
And that maybe, he was the abusive one. And he was just pissed off because, his dad remarried and yada yada yada. No, his dad's a dick.
It's hard for me to. I don't really know where to go with this because I've always been a fan of a person controls their own actions. A horrible upbringing or whatever doesn't give you an excuse to be a dick to somebody, because I've known some people who have just absolutely the crappiest upbringings, the most abusive upbringings, and they're still great people.
And
so I don't think that gives him a license to be the way he is.
No, it doesn't. But at the same time, not everyone's not the same. Brains don't operate the same, and some people cannot handle that kind of mental anguish, and that's all they've ever known. Some people are more followers than others, and so therefore, my dad's been this way, so I'm going to be this way. And without proper help, they cannot correct it.
Yeah, so he's going to be like this. Yes. And it's almost, it would be kind of crappy, if he were to die at this point at the hands of a monster. It wouldn't offer the same satisfaction that it did before this episode.
Yeah, you'd feel bad because... Oh, well, there was a chance that he might actually turn into a good person with the right help or just the right life event. Because life events will change you too.
Yeah.
So, it would be really shitty if he died.
Whew.
Unless it's a heroic death.
Or if the dad got killed.
I'm not going to hold my breath with that one, but...
Oh, well, we're kind of in a hurry to get to the season finale.
Yes!
So we're going to go ahead and wrap this live recap.
11.
Yeah, solid 11 on this one. And gotta hope that the finale is an 11 as well.
If it's not, I'll be very, very surprised.
Yeah, so everybody's going after to, I guess, close this dimensional gate. Fight this shadow monster. You don't even have to fight the shadow monster, I don't think, if you could just get that freaking gate closed.
Yeah. That's basically, close gate. That's how you gotta do it. You'll have to close the gate so they can't get in.
Thought you were looking at something. Kind of freaked me out. Okay. Well, anyway, we will be back here in a little over an hour. I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amber.
And we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee. Remember to subscribe and go down in the video description and enter our contest to win a November 2017 Loot Crate. The deadline for that is November 11th at about 9 o'clock as part of our Saturday Night Crew event. We're going to be drawing on November 11th.
Yay.
And this has been our Stranger Things 2 live recap of Chapter 8, The Mind Flayer.